respectful.
No, you don't have to be respectful.
Otherwise,
You do whatever you
they're
want.
just cute.
Hi everyone. My name is Lucky. Welcome to your, what are we doing, 2 p.m. Essentials class. Before we get started, does anybody have any injuries? Any pre or postnatal? Yeah, yes, beautiful. We are doing a little bit of plank stuff today. You can always do it on the forearms. It's a little bit of support. All good, all good. Beautiful.
I'm excited.
Otherwise, I think we're all going to get started on 2 red springs. So 2 red springs
On the top and on the bottom.
on the bottom. We're going to get started lying down on our backs. So lying down on our backs and take your feet to the little platform underneath the foot bar. So little platform underneath the foot bar. Do I take this thing off this black thing? Yeah, do it. Just closing down the eyes if you feel comfortable doing so today. Just finding your natural breathing pattern and landing on the reformer for the first time today. We're going to get started off with some box breathing. For those of us that don't know, box breathing is 4 seconds in, holding at the top for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, and then holding at the bottom for 4 seconds. So everybody exhale and meet me at the bottom. And let's breathe in together for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. 3, 2, 1. Then exhale. 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. Let's breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. 3, 2, 1. Then exhale. 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. 2, 1. In together for the last time. 1. Hold at the top. 3, 2, 1. Then exhale all the way out. We're going to start moving through some pelvic tilts. So when you're ready, slowly rocking the hips back and forward. Should be a tiny baby movement, just rocking the pelvis back and forward. Our hips are staying grounded on the reformer beds. Still connecting this movement with our breath. I really like to inhale as I rock the hips forward, creating a little bit of distance between my lower back and the bed. And then exhale, rock the hips back the other way and close that distance. Just a tiny baby movement right now. It's a good time to mention that I sometimes use hands-on adjustments in my classes. If you feel like you definitely don't want to be touched today, pop your hand up now, or make sure to come around and not do so today. Otherwise, let's start grounding those hands into the bed beside us for a little bit more support. Opening up the eyes now. We're going to start moving into our glute bridges. So on the next exhale, team, pressing the hips up towards the sky, squeezing the glutes to the top, and then rolling all the way back down. So we're just focusing on spinal articulation right now, really peeling each vertebra up off the bed, squeezing the glutes to the top, and then rolling all the way back down. Starting with the sternum on the way back down, really curve and feel each bone of our spine touch back down to the mat. Taking about 3 seconds to get to the top, and 3 seconds on the way back home. We're just in our warm up right now, but if you do want a little bit more challenge, both of those arms are going to float up above us, palms facing each other, wrists stacked over shoulders. And let's start adding in a little double pulse. So the next time your hips are up towards the sky, give me a little pulse, and then roll all the way back down. I'm going to be layering up a lot throughout our practice, so taking whatever layout or whatever option feels good for you or feels best for your body. We're here for another 10 seconds, then you're going to be meeting me at the top range of that motion, only for the pulses. Holding up that glute bridge in 5, 4, 3, 2, holding up there. Let's pulse up and up, up and up. Just for 4, 3, 2. Let's hold at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll all the way back down. Let's take the feet up onto the foot bar. So taking the feet up onto the foot bar. Let's rock the knees from side to side, taking a little bit of a windshield wiper motion. Just releasing any pressure that might be in that lower back. Before bringing both of those heels until they are hip width onto the foot bar. So bringing our heels until they are parallel on the foot bar now. And we're going to move into our glute bridges again. So when you're ready, team, pressing those hips up towards the sky and then coming all the way back down. Now this time, let's not do spinal articulation. Let's try and do hip hinges. So keeping it straight back, take 2 seconds to get to the top and then 2 seconds to get back down. And just touch the bed before pressing the hips back up. So slightly different intention. Our feet are a little bit higher, so we're using slightly different muscles. And using a bit of a hip hinge, let's squeeze through those glutes. And the focus here should be not to let that carriage move away. So still focusing on a lot of control here. And in about 10 seconds, going to be holding at the top range of this motion. Meaning we're at the top of our high glute bridge in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding up there, pause for a moment. On the next exhale, press the carriage all the way out and then draw the carriage all the way back home. And then drop the hips back down. So we're now in one glute bridge, press the carriage away, draw the carriage back home, drop everything back down. If you want to bring those arms up above us again for that little bit of added challenge, please do so. So press the hips up, press the carriage away, draw the carriage back home, drop everything back down. And when you press that carriage away, the hips will naturally drop back down, so the focus should be to try and bring the hips back up when the carriage comes home. You feel like you're really driving the knees over the foot bar before dropping all the way down. We're here in this flow for another 10 seconds before you're going to meet me at the top of that glute bridge. We're not going to touch the hips down. Holding in another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping the hips up now. Let's just go for those leg presses. So keeping the hips up in that glute bridge, pressing the carriage away, drawing it back home. When the carriage comes back, making sure those hips get a little higher on the way back home. Just in our leg presses here. And we're in this final little flow for another 10 seconds. Here for another 5, 4, 3, 2. Press the carriage out. Can you hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2. Draw the carriage all the way back home. Sink the hips back down to the bed. Let's rock the knees from side to side one more time. That windshield wiper motion. Beautiful. This time, bringing both of our heels until they're hip width again. So both of our heels are hip width. Let's float that left leg into a tabletop position. Inhale to prepare. And on the exhale, press the carriage away just with the right foot and then draw it all the way back home. So we're now in our single leg presses, just with our right foot right now. Shuffle this foot up just when we're keeping this leg in tabletop, making sure to stay really nice and active, making sure that knee is over our hip, as opposed to drawing it all the way back into our body. Just pressing away and drawing the carriage home with the right foot. If you want that added little bit of challenge, the next time the carriage comes home, can you extend that left leg out long over the foot bar and then push back out. And then alternate by sliding that foot underneath the foot bar and then press back out. So we're now threading that left foot over and under the foot bar. And when we're pressing that left foot long, really pointing the toes and sending it long. Alternating between each foot. We're here in this final little bit of flow for another 10 seconds. Meeting me with the carriage halfway parked in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the carriage halfway. Can we go for little baby pulses here? So coming in an inch and out an inch, pulsing here just for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Press the carriage all the way out. Hold there just for 3, 2, 1. Draw it all the way back home. Let's switch straight over to the other foot. So left foot is going to come down to the foot bar. Right foot is in tabletop. You know what to do, team. Press the carriage away and draw it all the way back home. Remembering to stay nice and active when that foot is in tabletop. Don't draw it in too close. And if you added in that leg extension on the other side, let's do so on this side as well. So that right foot is now going to go either over or under the foot bar, alternating each time. We're finishing off our warm-up with some single leg extensions. Here for another 10 seconds before we're finishing off with those mid-range pulses. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the carriage there, pulses in and out, just for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Press the carriage all the way out, hold there for 3, 2, 1. Draw it all the way back in. Let's hug those knees into our chest. Hugging the knees into our chest. Rocking from side to side, back and forth, whatever feels good for you right now. And then keeping both legs in tabletop this time. Both of our hands are going to float up, right above us again. So both legs in tabletop, both arms up. Can you make your palms face towards the front of the room this time? And when you're ready, pressing those 2 straight arms down, lifting the head and the chest up into a baby ab curl, dropping everything back into tabletop. So we're just in our ab curl right now, lifting up and then releasing everything back down. Continue to move through these little chest curls here. Again, staying nice and active when our legs are in tabletop. Pressing 2 straight arms down towards the front of the room. Our head and our chest are lifting up off the carriage. And the added little layer here would be to add in a leg extension again. So that left foot is going to go over the foot bar when we press up into the ab curl. Drop everything back down to tabletop. Let's go to the right foot this time. Alternating sides. And it's only going over the top of the foot bar, so we're not threading in between them both. Just going over the top of the foot bar. We're still on the warm-up, but if there's any crazy people that want even more of a challenge, you can go for the double leg extension. So when those arms press down, 2 legs are going to extend up over the foot bar. Beautiful. Now find a little bit of challenge here for another 10 seconds. We're going to be holding up the top with either legs in tabletop or 2 legs extended in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold there. Can we pulse the arms down towards the bed? Just pulsing down and down for 6, 5, 4. Can you get a little higher? For 3, 2, 1. Hugging the knees back into the chest. Good job, team. When you're ready, rocking off to the right side of your bed. So rocking off to the right side of your bed. We're going to be changing over to 1 blue spring. So 1 blue spring. Beautiful, complete opposite. Can you step that right foot into this little gap here? So stepping our right foot right up against the carriage. The left foot is going to go up against the shoulder block, which is closest to you. Hands are going to come to hips to start off with. Inhale to grow a little taller. And on that exhale, pushing the carriage back into our low lunge position and then coming all the way back up to standing. So just in our low lunges here, and when we're in our low lunges, that right knee is going to bend as the left leg extends towards the end of the room. Instructor, should my knee be on the bed? Now let's float that knee up off the bed. If you need a little bit more support, both of your hands can actually come to the foot bar. Lets you press away a little longer and gives you a bit more balance. The focus here should be trying to keep that right knee nice and close to the reformer bed. Trying to stack the hip and the knee and the big toe over each other and staying really nice and solid, not letting it bow out towards the side. Beautiful. In another 5 seconds, going to be holding down in this low lunge in 3, 2, 1. Press that carriage away, hold it there. Hold the body here. Can we skate the right leg or left leg in and out and then come all the way back up to standing? So it's now 1 low lunge, 1 skater, press the carriage out, come all the way back in. And when we're adding in that skater, we're staying down low. The rest of our body isn't moving. We're just skating that left leg in and out and isolating the movement. We're in this little flow for 10 seconds. Before we're holding down the bottom and only skating that left leg in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding down there, let's skate that leg in and out, in and out. And we're here for just another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Putting both of those hands to the foot bar, pressing that leg all the way back, and just enjoy the stretch for a second. Now bring the carriage all the way back home. Let's put both of our knees onto the carriage, still holding onto the foot bar. So both knees are on the carriage, facing towards me. Push the carriage out just slightly with your hands, with 2 straight arms, and we're going to be in a low plank. So tucking the tailbone under a little bit, pressing down just slightly. Pull the carriage back. And hold this low plank for a second. From here, we're going to get into our knee stretch. So pressing the carriage away with 2 straight arms, lower body shouldn't be moving, and then draw it back in. So draw the carriage back in, lower body isn't moving. Let's isolate that movement through the upper body only.
Shall I be bending my elbows, sorry?
2 straight arms are going to push the carriage all the way back. You can actually lift your head up a little bit. And shrug those shoulders away from your knees a little bit. Yeah, that's awesome. It doesn't have to be a huge movement. Maybe this is only just a baby stretch. We're just in our knee stretch position right now. Again, you're going to add on some layers here. Take whatever layer or whatever option feels good for you. The next time that carriage comes back in, hold it there. Can you add in 1 push-up? So your chest is going to go over the foot bar, press back up, and then back into the long stretch position. Come on all the way back in, adding in the push-up. Maybe those 2 elbows are going back behind you for the push-up. Or maybe the 2 elbows are going out to the side in our chest press. Maybe you're alternating 1 tricep press and then 1 chest press. We're in this final flow for just another 15 seconds. So staying really nice and active through the core. Looking really good, team. Here for another 8 seconds. Here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sinking back into a child's pose and pressing away with the arms. Just breathing through this stretch right now. Before drawing the carriage back in and come into a kneeling position. So coming into a kneeling position. Level 1 here for the arms is going to be a high yellow spring. Level 2 is that blue spring. Start with the blue, and if you need to come down at any point, please do so. Reach behind you for those short straps. So looking for the short loops behind you. Taking our hands into the short loops. Making sure the straps aren't tangled behind you as well. Nice. 2 palms are going to face towards the sky. Elbows are going to tuck into our ribs in our low kneeling position. Inhale to prepare. And on that exhale, let's press those 2 arms out towards the front of the room and then draw them back in. So we're now in our offering position. Pressing the arms out, drawing them back in. Keeping the elbows nice and tucked towards us. Again, going to be adding on a lot of different layers. And there's 2 different spring options. If you need to change or take a break at any point, please do so. Also, if this doesn't feel good on your knees, you can always do this in a cross-legged position or with 2 straight legs out in front of you. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, when you press those arms away, come up to a high kneeling position, and then sink the hips back down when the arms come back in. So now pressing all the way up. And this adds a little bit of a challenge of balance. When our carriage is moving and our upper body is moving at the same time, it takes a little bit more challenge. In that high kneeling position, we're actually pulling the strings away a little further, so adding a little bit more resistance to our arm work here. Just here for another 5 seconds, then meet me with those arms outstretched in 3, 2, hold there. Can you circle the arms out towards the side, tucking the elbows back in, sink the hips back down. So we're now in 1 offering, circle the arms out, sink the hips back, bending at the elbows. Just being mindful of our neighbor right now because we are in beds right next to each other. So it's now 1 offering, circling the arms out and back. We're going to be super setting the shoulders here. And we're going to be here for another 5 seconds before those elbows are going to be tucked back into the starting position in 3, 2, 1. Tucking the elbows back in. Let's reverse those circles. So circle the arms out in front of you, come to the high kneel, then sink the hips back as 2 straight arms come back towards us. So we're reversing the circles now, taking the arms out towards the front of the room, tucking them back in. Beautiful work. Here for another 10 seconds. Then meeting me at the top range of that motion with arms outstretched in 5 seconds. Maybe taking the arms out to about a 45-degree angle so we're not hitting the person next to us in 3, in 2, 1. Hold the arms out there. Can you give me time, baby waves? 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Can you hold the arms there? 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping everything back down and hanging up those straps behind you. Beautiful work. Coming over to the left side of your machine this time. So coming over to the left side of your machine, and we're going to be getting into our low lunges on the other side this time. So left foot, step it up a little bit further so it's just as close to this. Hands are going to come to hips to start off with. Inhale to grow a little taller. On that exhale, pressing away into our low lunge. So we're pressing away with our right foot this time and coming all the way back up. Beautiful work. And remembering in our low lunge, that left leg is going to bend as we push the carriage away. Right leg is going to extend out straight behind us. We're hinging forward at the hips slightly as we press the carriage away. Here for another 10 seconds, then we're holding down low and adding in 1 skater in 5 seconds. In 3, 2, press the carriage away, hold the body there. Can we scoot the right leg in, out, and then come all the way back up? So the flow is now 1 low lunge, 1 scooter, press the carriage away, draw everything back up to standing. Again, these are just options, these are just layers, taking whatever level feels good for you. If you need to take those hands to the foot bar at any time and press back into the stretch, please do so. But if you are still with me, we're going to be getting down low and just going for those skaters in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just skating that right leg in and out, in and out. We're just here for another 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the foot bar, press the carriage away. Sink that right knee down towards the bed. And just enjoy that stretch in the hip. Wonderful work, team. Beautiful. Bring the carriage all the way back home. And very carefully, let's take the left foot up onto the unmoving platform. So the left foot's going to come up on the unmoving platform, and the right foot is going to come to around the middle of the bed for our side split series. So when you're ready, team, inhale to prepare. On the exhale, let's take 2 straight legs out towards the back of the room, and then draw all the way back in. So we're now in our side split series. And blue is a pretty light spring for this one, so we're really focusing on control. Really activating that inner thigh. And don't just let gravity pull the carriage back in. Really feel like you're drawing it in with the inner thigh of that right leg. Tiny little muscles that we only get to work in Pilates. If you want a little bit more challenge, when you press that carriage away, 2 arms will float up into a T-pose and then drop back down when the carriage comes back home. So pressing away into our side split, drawing everything back home. When that carriage comes back home, feel like you're growing a little taller. Staying really nice and upright through our upper body. Arms are still floating up. Oh, that's fine, right? They get the gist.
Thanks for letting me know.
Nice. Let's start adding in a little pulse. So when you get to the end of that range of motion, come in an inch, out an inch, and then let everything come back home. So we're now in 1 side split. Arms stay up as we pulse in and out, and then draw everything back home. And try and make that pulse just a tiny little range of movement. It takes a lot of control to just keep that carriage really nice and still. And then in 10 seconds, we're only going to be doing those pulses. Holding the carriage out there in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the carriage out there, coming in an inch, out an inch, in an inch, out an inch. Just pulsing here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, can you push it all the way out and hold there? Can you come out a little bit further, hold there, just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drawing it all the way back in, taking a second and resetting before we get into our skater series. So taking both feet now to the carriage, one foot to the carriage. Inhale to prepare. On that exhale, coming down into your parallel squat, hold there. Can you skate the right leg out, skate it in, and then come back to standing. So it's now just one squat, one skate up, draw the carriage back in, come up to standing. And when we're in that squat, we're sending our knees over our toes, hinging forward slightly at the hips. Again, on this light spring, takes a lot of control, just to keep that carriage not from banging either side of our carriage. We're here for another 10 seconds, then we're holding down in that squat just for the skaters. And 5, 4, 3, 2, hold there. Let's go for the skaters, skating the right leg in and out, in and out. We're isolating that movement just through the right foot, here for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, draw the carriage back in, come standing. Little pedal out of the feet, don't take the foot off the bed because it actually are on a moving platform. Let's get ready to come back down into that parallel squat, shifting the weight over onto the right foot and then pressing away. Our whole body is going to move this time. Come back in, come to standing. So it's now one squat, press away with that left foot, our whole body is going to move, come back in, come all the way to standing. So we're now in our skater 2 position. In our skater 2 position, here for another 15 seconds. Before we're holding down the bottom just for the skaters in 10 seconds. Getting down into that squat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next time you're down there, hold down there. Whole body is moving and stay low as we skate the body in and out, in and out. We're pressing away with the left foot, being really intentional about the way we're moving our body. We're just here for another 6 seconds. Here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the carriage in, come all the way to standing. Now we're going to combine them both together. So inhale to prepare. On the exhale, coming down into the squat, let's press the right foot away, draw it back in. Shift the weight over to the right foot, our whole body's going to move, draw the carriage back in. Shift the weight again, press the carriage out, draw it in. Shift the weight, and we're moving between the skater 1 and the skater 2. Little bit of mind-body focus here, alternating between each one. I'm making you think. I'm so sorry. I'm making the brain work and the body work. So it's going to be one leg press and then our whole body's going to move. We're just in this final little bit of flow for another 10 seconds. Just here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the carriage in, come all the way up. And very carefully, let's go and turn around and face the other direction. Up. So take both feet to the unmoving platform and then take the left foot to the bed. And we're going to get straight onto the other side, starting with our split series. So starting with the split series, when you're ready, taking 2 straight legs out towards the back of the room, and then drawing the carriage all the way back home. You know what to do now. Just starting off with our splits right now. We're going to be supersetting the legs here for sure. If you brought in the arms for that added challenge of balance, let's do so again on this side, drawing 2 straight arms out into that T pose when we push that leg away. And we're going to be pretty quickly entering with that pulse. So the next time you push the carriage away, coming in an inch, out an inch, and then drawing the carriage all the way back home. So we're now adding 1 pulse to our side splits. We're going to be here for another 10 seconds. In 5 seconds, we're only going to be pulsing that leg out towards the back. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Just going for the pulses out towards the end of the room. In and out, in and out. Just here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, push it up, hold it there, a little bit further, hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, draw it back in, a little bit of a pedal, a little bit of a reset. We're gonna get straight into the skater series on the other side. Woo-hoo! Definitely feel like the Pilates burn right now. Inhale to prepare, everybody. On the exhale, coming down into the parallel squat, skate the left leg out towards the end of the room, draw it back in, come back up to standing. So it's now one squat, one skate up, draw it back in, come all the way up. Shakes are good, shakes are encouraged. We're gonna be here for just another 5 seconds, then we're only skating that left leg out in 4, 3, 2, 1. Just skating the left leg out and in, out and in. This is gonna be really challenging just for another 5, 4, 3, 2. Draw the carriage all the way back in, come standing, little pedal out. Straight into our Skater 2 series. I know it's devastating, isn't it? I did it for practice, I know how this feels. When you're ready, team, coming down into that squat, shifting the weight over to the left foot, whole body's pressing away, draw the carriage back in, come up to standing in between each one. So we're now in our Skater 2 position. Remembering to breathe throughout our practice. I like to exhale as I press the carriage away, inhale as I draw it back in, and then continue to move through our breath. We're only here for another 5 seconds, then we're only going for the skaters in 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying down low, the whole body's moving, pressing away with the right weight here for another 6, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the carriage all the way back home, come to standing. And you know what's coming. We're combining both of them together for the last time. When you're ready, everybody coming down into that parallel squat. Let's push that left leg out and in, shift the weight over, our whole body moves. We're combining the skater 1 and the skater 2, thinking about the way we're moving our body, shifting the weight over to each leg every time. And we're just in this final little bit of flow for another 15 seconds. Pushing through, we're here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the carriage all the way back home very carefully, maybe taking a hand to the foot bar as you step off the front of your machine. So stepping off the front of your machine, and come to a seated position on the front of your carriage. The seated position on the front of your carriage. Yes, like bunny. Great job, everybody. Can you take the right ankle and place it over the left knee? Just take a little bit of a glute stretch here. Work the legs really, really hard, so we're just taking a moment before we get into our final set of the class. Taking that right foot towards the ground, let's swap over to the other side. Left ankle coming onto right knee. Maybe bending a little bit forward to feel that stretch in the glutes. Let's take both of the feet towards the ground now. And then come into a kneeling position facing towards the back of the room. So a kneeling position towards the back of the room. Again, the springs were a high yellow for that level 1. The level 2 was a blue spring. We're getting into our arm work, but facing towards the back this time. So grabbing onto the short loops again. Grabbing onto the short loops again, making sure they're not tangled. Beautiful. Taking 2 straight arms down right next to your body. So 2 straight arms going to be down towards the side of our bed. Shrugging the shoulders away from our ears here. And when you're ready, pressing both straight arms back behind us in our shoulder retraction, and then coming back until they're just in front of our body. So pressing both straight arms back, and then drawing them just until they're in front. We're just in our shoulder retractions right now. Feels good when the whole carriage moves with our body as well. Again, you can do this in a cross-legged position. You can do it in a low kneeling position, or if you want that as a challenge, come to a high kneeling position and stay in that high kneeling position the whole time if you want. Again, it's a little bit more of a challenge of balance because we're up a little higher and you are pulling the strings a little further, so it's going to be challenging. Beautiful work. here for another 10 seconds. For holding those straight arms back behind us in 5, 4, 3, 2, press the arms back, hold there. Can you bend the elbows to bring the string in? Press it out for the tricep press, and then 2 straight arms come back. So it's now 1 shoulder retraction, bending at the elbows for the tricep press, and then drawing both straight arms back. So we're now combining 2 different shapes together. And then in about 5 seconds, we're only going for the tricep presses. So pushing the straight arms back behind us in 3, 2, 1. Hold the arms back there, just bending at the elbows for the tricep press. This is going to be a really strong movement. We're only here for another 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping down, still holding onto the straps, but rolling out the shoulders, just resetting before we get started into the next position. 2 straight arms are going to come out beside you again. From here, maybe just watching me for a second, the left arm is going to come down by our sides, right arm is going up towards the corner of the room, and we're rotating, looking towards that bottom hand, and then we're going to go straight over to the other side. So when you're ready, team, take it away. Left arm goes down, right arm goes up. Follow the gaze towards that bottom hand and rotate that body. So rotating the body and looking towards the bottom hand. And the challenge here is to try and get the same amount of tension on each string. So we're pulling them out in 2 different directions and still trying to get the same amount of tension onto both strings. So moving our whole body and rotating here. And we're in this final flow for another 15 seconds. Making sure it's a nice and slow and controlled movement in that high kneeling position. It takes a lot of balance to stay nice and upright. Here for another 10. Beautiful, team. Just here for another 5 seconds. And then evening out the sides if you haven't already. And then taking the straps down. And then rolling out the shoulders one more time before we get into our last little bit of arm work. When you're ready, 2 straight arms come out in front of you, palms facing towards the ceiling again. So try and keep those arms in line with our shoulders. Shrug the shoulders away from our ears, and we're going to get into our bicep curl. So bending at the elbows, draw in, and then drop everything down to our arms are straight again. So we're just in our bicep curl right now. Pulling the carriage away with us as we're bending our elbows. Trying to keep those arms up higher. So we're bending here and keeping the arms up above us. Again, shrugging the shoulders down so we're not holding any tension in the upper traps. We're just in our bicep curls here for another 10 seconds. Holding that curl in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the curl there. Can you pulse those arms up towards the roof and up and up and up? Might be just a tiny baby movement for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping the straps down onto those metal hooks. Dropping the straps down onto the metal hooks. Let's take the right arm across the body. Have a stretch through the shoulders. Good job. Taking the left arm over to the other side. Can you interlock the fingers in front of you and round the spine? A little bit of a stretch here. Then counterpose by interlocking those hands behind us, pressing the chest out. Gaze might come upwards a little bit. And then take both of your hands down to the white railings in front of you. So taking your hands down to the white railings. Let's take a couple of cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round the spine. A few more rounds of cat-cow here. Maybe one of the positions feels a little better than the other. Maybe you stay there for a little bit longer. When you're ready, find that nice neutral spine. So tucking belly button to spine, tucking the tailbone under, find that nice neutral spine. Can you walk your hands up until the carriage is about halfway? So walking the hands up until the carriage is about halfway, keeping this 4-point kneeling position. We're going to get into our reverse carriage knee tuck. So when you're ready, team, pull the carriage up towards your hands, keeping the upper body still, just moving through the lower body. So we're just in our knee tucks right now. And the arms are staying really nice and still. So we're just pulling the carriage towards us with our knees, just in our reverse carriage knee tucks. If you want more of a challenge, you can walk the hands up a little further. If this feels like it's too much for the lower back or too much on your body right now, those hands can slide further down the carriage. We're here in our reverse carriage knee tucks for another 5 seconds before you're holding all the way up in 3, 2, 1. Pull the carriage up towards your hands, hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sinking back into a child's pose, let the carriage slide a little further home, hold on to the white railings. Before coming back into that 4-point kneeling position, pulling the carriage about halfway again. And let's take the right hand over to the white railing on the left-hand side now. So both hands are going to be on the left-hand side. And let's go for the reverse carriage knee tucks with the oblique variation. So pulling the carriage up and back, up and back. So we're in our oblique variation of the carriage knee tucks here. And we're going to be in this variation for another 10 seconds. Holding that carriage all the way up in 5, 4, 3, 2, holding all the way up the top. Can you take one hand at a time to the right side of the white railings? And let's go straight into the other side. Oblique variation on the other side, tucking the knees up and up, up and up. We're here in this last one for another 10 seconds. We're sinking back into that child's pose in another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sinking those hips all the way back. Letting the carriage come all the way home. Maybe you're taking the right hand to meet the left on that side, but still in that child's pose position. So enjoying a little bit of a side bend stretch. A full round of breath here before going over to the other side. Both hands onto the railing on the right side. Maybe pulling back a bit to enjoy that side bend stretch. Before coming into that 4-point kneeling position for the last time, walking your hands up until you're grabbing onto these poles that are towards the end of the machine, sinking the hips back, and when you're ready, we're coming into our pull-ups now. So pulling our whole body up, just with the arms this time. The lower body is staying still. We're pulling our body up with the arms and pulling it up and up. So we're in our final little bit of arm work. Again, a few different layers we can add on here. If you want a little bit more challenge, start going for the one arm pull-up. So maybe starting with the left, pulling up one arm, and then switching straight over to the right. So doing one on each side. Whatever variation you're in, we're here for another 10 seconds. Before we're holding all the way up towards the ends in 5, in 4, 3, 2, pulling with both hands, pull your body up and holding here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, sinking back but still holding onto the poles, sinking all the way back, and then just enjoy the stretch in the arms. Beautiful work, team. And taking a moment, sliding all the way back down, so holding onto the white railings and sliding the carriage all the way back home. And then coming off your machines into a standing position facing towards me. So in a standing position facing towards me. And let's inhale and take the arms towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, grabbing onto the elbows. Left hand comes towards the floor, right hand comes towards the sky. Left leg's going to be bent, right leg is straight. Gaze is going to follow that right thumb. Let's switch straight over to the other side. Right hand comes down, left arm goes up. Slowing down the heart rate now. And then forward fold one more time. And then slowly roll all the way back up to standing. So stacking each vertebra on top of each other until we come into a standing position. Let's take the arms to the sky one more time. Take the hands towards the heart. And then closing down the eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Let's finish with 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose together for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. In together. 3, 2, 1. Open mouth, side all out. And give yourselves a clap. You are all done for today. Thank you so much. Putting all the springs back on. There are spray bottles and wipes in the little white baskets at the end of your machine. If you've got any questions or feedback, I've been Lockie. Come chat to me after class. Otherwise, good job, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that was a tough one.
That was a I thought you can handle it. I thought you can handle it.
I really liked that.
Yeah.
Like there were exercises
That's
I've done which was I was like, I haven't done them before, they're really effective.
Cool.
Because there's some exercises that I do with Pilates that's like, I don't know, I don't feel like is as targeting what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
They actually feel like very
Yeah.